Coming up, your weekly roundup of news from around the haunt industry. Welcome to the show. I'm Philip. On the HAN show, we bring you the haunt news, information, and education you need to prepare for Halloween. On Tuesdays, we bring you a roundup of news from haunts worldwide. Read more about these stories and so much more in our free weekly newsletter. Subscribe at the link in the show notes. And as always, for the news roundup, I'm passing it off to Daryl.
Starting off with a brief message from Philip Hernandez, publisher of the Haunted Attraction Network. The retail side of Halloween keeps creeping earlier as Home Depot dropped its 2026 Halloween lineup this week. No word on pumpkin spice from Starbucks yet, though. Build season is picking up as haunts begin staffing up for fall production. The East Coast Haunters Convention is less than 2 weeks out, returning to the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center April 23rd through 26th, with haunt tours, a show floor with over 150 vendors, seminars, and a Saturday night party at Shocktoberfest. We're also producing vendor spotlight videos on the ECHC show floor, short-form, professionally produced features highlighting one product per vendor, distributed across HAN's full network. Spots are $200. Meanwhile, Disney has laid off 1,000 employees across marketing, awards, and publicity this week as part of its ongoing reorganization. Disney's digital bets have been hitting walls, from its shuttered OpenAI partnership to Epic Games cutting 20% of its workforce, while Experiences just posted $10 billion in quarterly revenue with 6% growth. Physical is winning. We break down what that pattern means for the broader attraction industry on this week's Insights of the Green Tagged podcast. Also this week, Dorney Park faces a negligent hiring lawsuit tied to a Halloween haunt employee. Disney patents a heat exposure prediction system, Haunter's Toolbox hosts a live session with Spooky World founder David Bertolino, and Creep.ie Aftermath tickets are on sale. Your guide to the 2026 East Coast Haunters Convention. The East Coast Haunters Convention from Oaks, Pennsylvania returns to the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center April 23rd through 26th with haunt tours, a show floor with over 150 Halloween vendors, free learning lab lessons, paid seminars, and a Saturday night party at Shocktoberfest. Thursday's pre-show tour visits Lehigh Valley Scream Park and Kim's Crypt Haunted Mill. Friday's tour hits Lincoln Mill Haunted House in Philadelphia and the Penhurst Asylum in Spring City, including a first-ever lights-on tour of the asylum and an after-hours party at the Speakeasy. Saturday night's tour and party at Shocktoberfest, Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania, includes 4 live actor attractions, behind-the-scenes access, and a catered party at Club Shock. On the show floor, free learning lab lessons run both days with hands-on workshops on airbrush makeup, DMX lighting, scenic techniques, and escape game design. The pit brings haunted attraction exhibitors and their icon characters to the floor, with ticket giveaways running through the weekend and Haunt Olympics competitions across both days. Paid seminars cover scare acting, AI for seasonal businesses, cinematic set design, costume distressing, projection mapping, year-round revenue, and midway monetization, with speakers from Netherworld, Scarehouse, Bates Motel, Fright Kingdom, and Eastern State Penitentiary. Individual seminars are $40 at the early bird rate through April 17th. The show is co-located with Transworld's East Coast Christmas show, and a single badge covers both floors. Follow the links in our show notes to read the full guide. Some highlights from the upcoming event: Thursday, April 23rd, the pre-show tour at Kim's Crypt Haunted Mill and Lehigh Valley Scream Park. The bus departs at 1 p.m. and returns about 11:30 that night. Friday, April 24th, the haunt tour at Lincoln Mill Haunted House and Penhurst Asylum, with dinner stop at the Manayunk Brew Pub. Bus departs at 3 o'clock and returns about 10:05. After party at Arnold's starts at 8 p.m. On Saturday, April 25th, the show floor opens. Learning lab lessons start taking place. Paid seminars all day. Haunt Olympics, stage presentations, and ticket giveaways. Saturday night haunt tour and party at Oktoberfest, with the bus leaving at 6:30 p.m. Show floor from 10:30 on Sunday to 3 o'clock on Sunday, with paid seminars, learning lab, costume contest, Haunt Olympics finals, and awards, and the last chance to shop. You can get your East Coast Haunters Convention vendor spotlight video done They're a short-term, professionally produced video feature filmed live on the show floor at Transworld's East Coast Haunters Convention. Each spotlight highlights one new product or one best-selling item in a focused, approximately 30-second interview-style format. These videos are editorial features distributed through the Haunted Attraction Network, the leading news resource for the haunted attraction industry. Each vendor spotlight includes placement across the Haunted Attraction Network, including Haunted Attraction Network's Facebook, YouTube, newsletter, LinkedIn, and website, plus the opportunity to be tagged as a collaborator. Cost for this is $200. Contact Philip at thehauntedattractionnetwork.com to book yours today. In the news, Disney lays off 1,000 and theme parks are untouched. Disney from Burbank, California, is laying off 1,000 employees as part of its ongoing reorganization. The cut hits marketing, awards, and publicity departments across film, streaming, television, and cable. Park operations and live entertainment are not affected. The layoffs follow a string of setbacks in Disney's digital strategy. The company's partnership with OpenAI and the Sora AI video tool was shut down before closing, ending a $1 billion investment. Epic Games, where Disney invested $1.5 billion in 2024 to build a persistent entertainment universe, laid off 20% of its workforce and blamed a slump in Fortnite players. Gaming broadly is contracting, with Sony raising the PlayStation 5 price by $100 and Nintendo reportedly cutting Switch 2 production by a third week after holiday sales. Experiences, meanwhile, posted $10 billion in quarterly revenue with 6% growth. This week's Green Tagged Insights podcast looks at how Disney's reorganization fits into a larger industry pattern where physical experiences are becoming the competitive moat and digital is serving the parks rather than the other way around. The analysis also covered Meow Wolf's new CEO hire from media and tech, and how Europa Park is using curator partnerships and original IP programming to extend its physical experiences to new audiences. Dorney Park is sued for negligent hiring tied to an employee assault case. The law firm Andreozzi & Foote has filed a civil lawsuit against Dorney Park and Wildwater Kingdom in Allentown, Pennsylvania, Cedar Fair LP, and Six Flags Entertainment Corporation, following the sexual assault of a minor by a park employee. The suit alleges that the defendants failed to implement appropriate safeguards to protect minor guests from a predatory employee. In September 2021, an unnamed 15-year-old girl visited Dorney Park's Halloween haunt, where she encountered the 22-year-old employee, Anthony Cassio. Cassio allegedly inappropriately touched the victim on multiple occasions, ultimately meeting the victim in a hotel room, where he became aggressive and sexually assaulted her. Cassio has pled guilty to felony charges of statutory sexual assault and corruption of minors, and has been classified as a sexually violent predator. The lawsuit against Dorney Park and its parent companies asserts claims for negligence, negligent hiring, and negligent supervision and retention. According to the lawsuit, Cassio has a known and documented history of sexual misconduct, including a prior charge for sexual assault. Despite this history, he was hired at the park and placed in a position that allowed him to work in close proximity to minors. These allegations raise serious concerns about how individuals with known histories of misconduct are placed in positions around children, said Veronica Hubbard, partner, Andreozzi & Foote, in a press release. Businesses that invite families into their property have the responsibility to take meaningful steps to protect minors. When they don't enforce necessary protections, the consequences can be devastating. Dorney Park has not commented on the lawsuit, with a spokesperson stating, "It's our policy not to comment on pending litigation." Disney patents a system to predict when you'll overheat. Disney Enterprises in Burbank, California has filed a patent for a system that predicts when the individual theme park guests will cross environmental exposure thresholds and automatically adjust their itinerary to avoid them. The system combines local weather sensors, personal health and tolerance data, and regional forecasts to generate personalized mitigation responses, such as reordering a guest's day or scheduling indoor breaks before a predicted threshold is crossed. There's no timeline for rollout, but it signals where Disney is investing R&D as summer heat becomes an increasingly serious operational challenge. It could also function as a crowd management tool, routing guests towards specific attractions or F&B locations. The practical question is adoption. The system depends on guests opting in and sharing biometric data, and in most family groups, the person managing the app isn't the most vulnerable member. Haunters Toolbox presents The Secrets of Spooky World. Haunters Toolbox is hosting a live session with David Bertolino, the founder of Spooky World, on Tuesday, April 21st at 5:30 Pacific Time. From its early days as a haunted hayride to becoming a full-scale Halloween destination, Spooky World has set the standard for immersive scares, detailed sets, and high-energy performances. During this live Q&A, David will discuss what it takes to run a major haunted attraction year after year and how the industry has evolved over time. Attendees must be members of the Haunters Toolbox Facebook group to join. Home Depot releases the new 2026 props for halfway to Halloween. On Wednesday, April 8th, Home Depot launched its annual Halfway to Halloween sale, showcasing a selection of its popular decorations. This year's sale features 14 pieces, some new and some returning. Highlights include the 9-foot Graven Bones giant-sized LED T-Rex with light-up eyes, mouth, and body for $399. The 7-foot Wicked Woods animated LED Horrifying Hops, a rabid humanoid rabbit that lunges at trick-or-treaters for $199. The 7-foot Wicked Woods animated LED app-controlled Lethal Lily, a version of a prop that debuted in 2023 for $299. 6.5-foot Wicked Woods animated LED Snarling Snowman featuring 5 phrases, LED glow, and moving head and arms for $199. And the 4.5-foot Graven Bones color-changing LED Groundbreaker featuring LED eyes and a chest with 8 color options. Notably absent from this halfway to Halloween drop are the popular 12-foot skeletons. But don't worry, in a March 18th Instagram post, Home Depot confirmed that this skelly, along with a new mummy skeleton variant and other friends, are on their way later this year. 13th Floor Entertainment Group is hiring for CA Scenic Shop. The 13th Floor Entertainment Group is staffing up its Laverne, California Scenic Shop ahead of the 2026 production season, with 7 open positions spanning fabrication, painting, welding, technical production, and design. The shop, which operates as the company's LA creative division, produces work across haunted attractions, holiday builds, immersive experiences, brand activations, and escape room. Open roles include the Scenic Fabricator, which is $20 to $35 an hour, temporary labor. Scenic Painter, $20 to $30 an hour, temporary labor. Welding Fabricator, $25 to $35 an hour, temporary labor. Production Tech, $25 to $35 an hour, full-time and part-time. General shop labor, $20 to $25 an hour, seasonal. And Attraction Layout and Visualization Designer, $70,000 to $85,000 salaried, full-time with potential for remote work. The production tech roles focus on electrical systems, DMX programming, PLC builds, pneumatics, and the interactive tech for haunted attractions and escape rooms. The attraction layout and visualization designer positions cover 2D site plans and 3D visualizations for large-scale festivals, attractions, and touring events using Revit, AutoCAD, and similar platforms, and reports to the VP of Production. Most shop positions require candidates to be 18 or older and able to lift 50 pounds. The fabrication and painting applicants should submit a portfolio or photos of previous work. Tickets are on sale for Creep IE Aftermath. Creep IE Aftermath returns to the Ontario Convention Centre in Ontario, California, July 10th through 12th. The event features horror celebrities, an expansive show floor, Q&A panels, photo ops, food trucks, and more. Fear Farm of Hesperia, California will host a mini haunt. Tickets are now on sale starting at $38.33 to $44.50 for single-day admission, $64.20 for 3-day weekend general admission passes, and $209.10 for the 3-day VIP passes. Some upcoming events April through June 2026 include Spooky Swap Meet in Los Angeles, California, April 24th through 26th. The East Coast Haunters Convention in Oaks, Pennsylvania from April 25th through 26th. The Ohio Halloween and Haunters Convention from Mansfield, Ohio, May 9th through 10th. Monsterpalooza from Pasadena, California, May 29th through 31st. And Midwest Haunters Convention from Rosemont, Illinois, June 6th through 7th.
And that's all for the news this week. Today's episode was produced by me, Philip Hernandez, with reporting by Daryl Plunkey, post-production by David Swope. This Haunt News Update is a production of the Haunted Attraction Network, and you can sign up to our weekly newsletter at hauntedattractionnetwork.com. Support for this episode comes from Gantom Lighting and Controls. Until next time, Haunters, stay scary.
This is a Haunted Attraction Network